All right, we are following breaking news in North Bay Village, where a section of the Shuckers Restaurant and Bar has collapsed and is in the bay right now.
All right, we heard from a witness earlier, Tom Tuckwell, our director, and now we have a reporter on the scene, Blake Berman. Tell us what you see, Blake.
Guys, this is a massive scene, absolutely massive here on 79th Street, the Causeway in North Bay Village. That right there is the hotel that sits on top of Shuckers. Shuckers is the restaurant that is outside, that has that patio out back that sits on the water. From what we know at this point, there were maybe 50 to 100 people sitting on that patio when it suddenly collapsed about half an hour or so ago, 45 minutes, at about 9:45 tonight. You are taking a look from our roof cam now, but guys, let's cut that. Bring it down here street level if we can. And Stanley, let me know when I'm up, because I want to show everyone how big this scene is. This is 79th Street. You can see fire trucks, fire rescue for blocks on end. They have 79th Street shut down going in this direction. They have people, we're seeing it right now, up here who live here, who are watching this entire thing unfold. Coming back eastbound, Ben, let's swing the camera over here. Back eastbound, you can see just the scene that they have here to tend to the folks here who may still be in the water. We do not know at this point if there are people still in the water, but I want to show you these helicopters right over here. You can see this one helicopter in the air. That is providing a spotlight. Since we've been here for about the last 10 or 15 minutes, that helicopter was up. They just brought this one in the last 4 or 5 minutes or so, because you've got that water out back, and I don't need to tell you, it's probably dark outside back there. And they don't know at this point if there is anyone still unaccounted for. At least that is according to the public information officer who we spoke to, who said 50 to 100 people. They can't put a figure on it at this point. But folks did go into the water there at Shuckers, and at this point, it is a huge scene here on the 79th Street Causeway, just to make sure that everyone is accounted for, and whoever may be injured, that they can get them out of here and get them treated. And as you can see, treatment here on 79th Street will not be a problem this night here in North Bay Village. That is the very latest in North Bay Village. I'll send it back to you guys. Blake Berman, 7 News 19.
Which is a good thing. There's an abundance of those rescue crews. We're going to hang with you, Blake. You know, we made the point earlier that Shuckers and all of us who work here have been there any number of times. It's often on a nice, balmy evening busy, but tonight with the NBA Finals, and I've been there for NBA Final to watch the game, it gets really, really packed.
So Blake, could you explain to our viewers who maybe haven't been to this restaurant and bar, describe the scene if you will. I mean, this is Craig and I were saying, a relatively new part of the restaurant, probably in the last 10 years or so, built this huge deck where people sit out, have their meal or have a drink that jets out over the bay. In fact, many boaters will come up and dock there, walk up to the restaurant. So kind of paint the picture for us, if you will, of what it looks like.
Hey, Craig and Lynn, to describe the restaurant, I can give you a personal experience. I was back there on that patio Monday night. Monday night was 3 nights ago, and you would have absolutely no idea that this would unfold 3 days later, and I'm assuming the people who were there tonight would have absolutely no idea that this would unfold 3 seconds later. Because back there, what you have is a dock, probably about, I don't know, maybe 24 tables or so. And the number that we're getting from fire rescue is 50 to 100 people. If you've been to Shuckers, that can easily accommodate 50 to 100 people. You've got indoor seating, but this is on the bay, on Biscayne Bay, a premier view, and quite frankly, maybe the best sports bar in this area. So as you mentioned tonight with the Heat game, this is an obvious choice for a lot of people in North Bay Village, in Surfside, Miami Beach, even South Beach, to come up here to Shuckers and to watch this game in an absolutely perfect setting with dozens of tables there, dozens of televisions, and then for all of a sudden, for that to just suddenly fall into the water. Man, I just could not imagine. And I do want to stress how big of an area that fell into the water tonight. That at least I personally do not know. But it is most certainly a good point that you bring up tonight, that there had to be a ton of folks there watching the Heat game when at 9:45 approximately when all of this unfolded.
Now, Blake, we realize you've only been there for a short time as this massive show of help has arrived there. In the time that you've been there, have any of those medical units left to transport somebody to the hospital that you've noticed?
I haven't seen anybody transported. Just to give you a picture of how long we've been here. We've been here about 10 or 15 minutes. But let me show you in just our view right now. This is 1, 2, 3 fire rescue trucks within 15 feet of me. Yet alone, if we go in that direction, there are probably just as many, if not more, as you see one pull out and leave now. And as we go the other direction, there would be just as many as well. It is important to note, if anybody would need to be taken anywhere, Jackson Memorial Hospital is probably 15 minutes or so away. But again, to stress, I have not seen anybody transported. At this point, I personally don't know if anyone has been transported. Police are keeping us away from Shuckers, and quite frankly,